Okay, so our next step is to add the CSS part to this to-do list application. So for that, we need to use the style.css file. So I'm going to click on this style.css file. So here you can see it's totally an empty. So we're going to provide the code inside of it so that we can stylize the to-do list. Okay. So the first element that I'm going to stylize is the body element, in which I'm going to apply the font family. So here I will be typing the body element, then starting the block of the body, and then to specify the font family property. So the font I'm using is Arial sans serif. Just removing this Helvetica font because this is not required, or you can use it as per your needs. And then I will need to specify the background color. So background color, as you know, it's a light gray, which is F2. And if I save it, then you can see we get this nice looking grayish color. And after that, I need to specify the container. So make sure the spelling is, otherwise you will get error, means your CSS code will not work. Then we need to add here the max width property to the container. So the max width is going to be like 600 pixel. This is the max width property. Then I need to specify the margin, not max resolution, it's like a margin property I want to use. So from top and bottom it's going to like 0, and then from left and right it's automatically going to calculate the margin. Okay, so the next is we need to use the padding property. So padding is going to be like 20 pixel, and then I need to specify the background color. So the background color is really nice white. So you can see this is. Then we need to specify the border radius. So the border radius is going to be like 5 pixel, and then I need to specify the box shadow, which is gives the nice box shadow. So it's going to be 0 pixel, 0, 0, and then I need to specify the 5 pixel, or I can go with the 10 pixel. Then I need to specify the color to the border. So it's going to 0, 0, 0, and then the alpha is going to be like 0.3. If I save it, then you can see we get this nice looking border. So our next step is to style this h1 element. So h1, and then we need to add the code to this h1 element. So margin top is going to be like 0 pixel, and then we need to add line property. So text align is going to be center. Save it, then you can see it's going to the center of the screen, and then we need to specify the color. So the color, to change the font color, so it's going to be like slightly lighter than the black color. So that marks the completion for the code of the h1 element. Then we need to specify the code for this input type for the CSS. So the first is input, and then I am here using the type attribute selector. So I'm going to specify the input type is equal to text. Okay, then the block of this input type. So here I will be using the padding property. From all the sides, I'm going to give the 8 pixel padding. I'm using the 8 pixel padding. Then I'm using the font size property to 16 pixel. Save it, then you can see it's becoming a little bit bigger. Okay, and then I have using the border property is equal to none. And then I need to use the border radius property. So border radius is going to like 2 pixel solid border. And then the color. So I'm going to use the hex color code. If I save it, and if I click it, then you can see the border is appearing. Okay, so on click of the input type, then we get the border. Then I need to specify the width. So width is I'm actually using 80% width. Okay, so it's going to give us a nice big border. All right, and this will be the border. Border is none. Actually, I want a little border, not none border. I actually want a border like a 1 pixel border, because this is not looking good. So 1 pixel solid, and this is the color I will be using here, like F2, F2, F2. So this will give us a light border. Okay, so that if I click it, then it will become darker. So this is the border I am actually using, because the non-border property doesn't make any sense, because it's a white and our input type is also white. So we need to make a little differentiation between these two elements. Okay, and the last property, which is margin from right, is going to be like 10 pixel, because right now this button and this input type both are appearing at these very close to each other. So that is why I am actually using the word 10 pixel. Then it's actually having a 10 pixel between these two elements. So that's it. So that is for the input type. The next we need to use the button to style the button. So here I will be using the button, and then I need to specify the code button. So at first I want to apply. So padding is from left and right is going to be 8 pixel, not 80 pixel. It's like 8 pixel. and then the 20 pixels. If I save it, then you can see we have this nice button, and then I need to specify background color. So background color is going to be like this default color I'm using it, and then I need to specify the font color. So font color is like FFF for the dark white, or I can say that the white color. Then we need to remove the border. So the border is going to be like, and after that I need to change the cursor property to pointer. So if you can see now we need the hover element. So I'm just going to copy it, paste it, removing the three properties, also this padding one, actually also this block, and then I need to here specify the code for the border, which is 333, which will gives the little darker one, and then I need to here specify the hover state is the hover plus. Then if I hover it, then it becomes little more darker. Okay, so that marks the completion for the code of the button as well. So the next style that we want to do is the style for the to do and the UL element, but right now we doesn't able to see the UL element, so that is why we are not going to provide the style to the at this point of time. We're going to provide the style once we write the JavaScript code. So our next step is to write the JavaScript code.